It's time.
Crazy talk.
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Ooh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Wow.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Garry Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails. Ooh, drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On Friday, October 20th, 2023. And of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. On a podcast this week, Garry said he loves knowing which celebrities are celebrating birthdays. So I checked famousbirthdays.com and learned that the October 20th birthday club includes Snoop Dogg, Vice President Kamala Harris, John Krasinski, Viggo Mortensen, plus a plethora of TikTokers, Instagrammers, and YouTubers, plus others, it says, are of note. I also learned a number of celebrities that have passed away were also born on this date, including Mickey Mantle, Bela Lugosi, Tom Petty, and Jelly Roll Morton. Be sure to stick with the show for Gary's outdoor weather forecast, Leslie's traffic report, our sports wrap-up roundtable, and of course Ryan's Wisconsin report. Well, one of those things will happen.
The best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio
We may show them on the screen.
and or talk about them.
And that's it.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live.
Here we go. Let's have a good time on America's podcast. Boom. Shakalaka.
Hello, Mr. Letterman. Hello. All right. Hey, I got to do a couple things here, and then we'll get started. I'm going to kick the tires, and we're going to light them up. And then Leslie will pop on here and then pop off that wine condom.
You betcha.
There she is. How's it looking?
It is looking.
Wow,
Man.
that's got a head on it.
It totally does. I don't know why that happened. Maybe because I left this bottle full. Go figure.
That's not right.
Once again, we
All
will
right,
use.
put the Oppenheimer goggles on.
We want to be safe on the
Yes.
show.
3, 2. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Height. 3 points.
Nice.
3 points. Field goal. Okay, this is where the schnauzer rides the whale. Okay. Yeah, all right.
And that's not a euphemism. Oh, maybe it is.
Wait a minute. And in the opening, Alan did that thing that I like to make fun of that happens on satellite radio where a lot of the music DJs, their whole shtickle is to give celebrity birthdays or celebrity deaths on that day or national whatever day it is, National Elmer's Glue Day or whatever they can pull out of their ass. And then you mentioned Mickey Mantle died on this day. And
No, he was born on this day.
born on this day? Okay.
Oh.
So I had a Mickey Mantle baseball card when I was a kid that my father found, and then it got lost. I don't know how much it would be worth today. And I was talking about that many months ago, and then a listener found a replication and sent me this, which I have on my desk. And
Does he have chipmunk teeth? Kind
Yeah,
of.
kind of,
Okay.
kinda, huh?
I couldn't tell from far, but yeah, there's.
kind of.
Those are
Not
some
the most
chunk-
flattering photo of him.
Well, he was an alcoholic. All right, have a little respect.
So
I'll
he could
toast
open
to
a beer
that.
can with
Let's
those.
toast to Mickey Mantle. Alcohol, the
Cause
of
of
and
and
solution to all of life's problems.
bingo.
All right, let me whip out that screen door. First of all, Keely Ann, let's get her up and going. A firefighter blasted my schnauzer with his water cannon So I kinked his hose. All right, Keely Ann kicking
Mm.
things off. Hey, I know that I sound like I'm talking out my ass to some people, but if you've watched any of this coverage from around the globe, these protests in these various countries, all these other countries have water cannons. Okay,
Yep.
so I'm not alone. Plus, you see what I got on here, Leslie? I got to put the word press on here because I got my bulletproof vest on, and I got to
Oh,
get
is
a
that what that
helmet.
is? I
It's
could
a
tell that
vest.
you had a
Yeah.
vest on, but oh, so you're going full David Muir.
I am. If I could just find a helmet. Now, I have an observation on a couple TV things I saw yesterday in some of this coverage. These reporters are running around over there with the bulletproof vest and press. And I've asked, okay, is that so the Hamas don't kill them because, oh, we can't kill? I don't think they care. They're crazy. Or is that if somebody needs to get a message out, they'll see these people and go, oh, there's the press, we'll run to them? Or is it some combination thereof?
Probably a combination thereof, but I'm thinking too that the guys who were willing to go kill babies probably not so picky
That's what
about some
yeah,
reporter.
right. They're decapitating
Secondarily, do
babies.
they
Oh, you're
read?
right. Oh, you're with CNN. Well, I can't kill you.
Sorry.
I have standards.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Let me go slaughter a family and I'll get back to you. But also, those words in English probably not connecting. They might want to put it
Right,
like
in
a
Arabic or
sign in
something.
a train station in 3 different
Right.
languages.
Yeah, to cover these people that don't speak English. Good point. You're right. Well, here's what I saw yesterday. There's a reporter with the helmet on and the vest talking to a military person who's standing there without a helmet. Why is the reporter wearing a helmet if the military guy doesn't have one on? These reporters are running around there like they're heroes with the helmet. They look silly.
Well, is this where they pan out and you realize he's just off the side of the pool at the resort where he is
Yeah,
safely staying
probably.
during all of this?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, this thing is so insane right now. Here's the other thing. I did my yard work early, and all the patio furniture will be put away this weekend. Dune buggy, all that stuff. That's it for the season. And I turned on the game show network because I like that show, The Match Game. Did you ever watch that back in the 60s and 70s?
It was
You have
watched
a
religious.
relative who used to be on that,
My godmother used to be an occasional contestant, or not a contestant, a
panelist.
panelist. She was always in the bottom left corner.
Okay. This particular show had, remember Kukla, Fran, and Ollie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They had Kukla and Ollie on as a panel, 2 panelists.
Okay. Oh,
So that
separate?
they, well,
Or they
that
were together in a
Kukla
square?
out. That's it. Right.
Okay.
It's one hand, one fist up, and the other fist in the. But here's the weird thing that happened at the end of the show. Gene Rayburn goes, "Hey, let's thank the puppeteer. What is his name? Burr Tillstrom. Was that right?"
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yes.
So they had made this curtain to have him sit behind so he could work the puppets, right? And then Gene goes, "Let's thank Burr." And Burr comes out with each of the puppets on a fist. They're sock puppets. And I'm thinking, that seems to be wrong. I mean,
You've killed the magic.
right. Why are you hiding if you're just going to come out holding these 2 puppets? It was very weird.
You may as
I
well
know
be
it's
Triumph the insult comic dog.
right.
Where you
We
see
don't
the
wanna
hand sticking out all the time.
I mean, they're very basic, lame sock puppets. I understand that, but it just seemed he walks out. Oh, thank you, Gene, and he's standing there with now they're 2 gloves,
So,
and that kind of ruined the whole little shtickle.
well, what happened to Fran? Did they not invite her?
I don't know if Fran doesn't do that kind of thing because some of those questions can be racy.
Oh,
Or how do you
okay.
put 3 people in one of those chairs? This way you got Burr
That's
behind the
that
curtain, and then
probably
right,
logistically would have been a nightmare. It already
yeah.
sounds like it was a logistical nightmare. Oh, fun
Okay,
times.
and I will spend the second half hour on the Israel-Hamas war, so don't worry about it.
Oh, sure.
Jesus. Okay,
You
let
know,
me go to the
Ukraine's still a thing too. We can maybe do a deep dive. Oh no, we're going to do a deep dive into spinklers. That'll come up later.
Coming up. You'll find out what that is. Is this right? That right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's start from the top,
I think
Alan.
that you're reinforcing the bottom because you're going to kick it in.
That's probably it. Yes. Chuck checked in yesterday, Ellen said, at about 7:30 Central from WRLR in Lake Villa, Illinois. And he says, give your schnauzer an umbrella. And is it wet in your area, Chuck? You don't want to get your schnauzer wet? Understood.
I didn't think that would be a problem.
It depends. Central Florida, 78 and sunny.
Nice.
Cooling down there in Allentown. Martin from British Columbia. I wonder what the weather is there. It's always kind of temperate, right? It's off the Pacific.
Well, British Columbia is pretty big. I mean, it runs up alongside southeastern Alaska, so it's just a question of how close to like Vancouver he is.
Yeah. Okay. He's here every week, and we appreciate that. Who else is checking in? We've got Lloydster. Happy 99th birthday to Ma in heaven. My father would have turned 100 yesterday.
Wow.
That's a hard thing to wrap my brain around, but he died when he was 68, so that's not anything I have to concern myself with. 100. My mother-in-law is still alive, 98. My mother's 95.
Those are some good genes you got going on there.
Women live longer. When you go to restaurants, you'll see a table of 8 women, elderly women. No men. They died 30 years ago.
This is why we have the Gatch, because all those women are looking for one guy, just that one guy.
That nice Gatch over by there. Thank you.
By the way, they say here on the Weather Channel that British Columbia is 46, so they're probably averaging.
Well, and I just looked up Vancouver, and it was 58.
All right. Well, again,
it's cooler on the lakefront.
It's a beautiful area, no matter what the temperature. All right. Who else we have here on the queue? Greg from Kula, Georgia. Dracula checking in. Dracula during Halloween. And David R. Great day to let the schnauzer out, to give it some sunshine. Hello from Oak Lawn, Illinois. Okay. My friend Jim Foster, who gave me the bottles of Bullet, pre-mixed Manhattan and pre-mixed Old Fashioned. Okay. Full disclosure. I told you, Leslie, this week, I'm white knuckling it because the news and everything and the eclipse making me jittery. That's what happened last night.
By Wednesday, you were going.
Guess what happened? I couldn't hold out. I think I had a problem. I had an Old Fashioned last night, and woo! It must have been the mood because I'm watching Wheel of Fortune. I couldn't solve one fucking puzzle.
Neither could the contestants, from what I could tell. So, are you pre-mixed or are you blended?
The Old Fashioned was pre-mixed.
Oh, the Old Fashioned. That's right.
And this is the premix Bullet Manhattan premix.
And that worked.
I was very blitzed
last week.
Yeah. And
it's match game time. Come on.
What did I call Ryan?
I don't know. That's why we put up a blank, Gary. This is how match game works.
Yeah. But I got caught up in the eclipse and everything that was coming, but Jim is my liver mule. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Jim. Mac, happy Martini Friday. GarrForce. Mac from Queen Creek, AZ is on. Alan, tell Leslie I got Gary's package in the mail about a week ago. Everyone should have a chance at Gary's package.
It's very popular.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, this week's giveaway featuring something brand new and exciting and custom made for this program. And we have Ellen Delinka to thank for it. And should I tease it now or should we?
Well, when you showed it a few minutes ago before we went live, I looked at that and I want one of those. That's really nice.
You can't hear? It is.
I know.
It's really
he sent them all to you to give away.
Well, so
Why don't you tease? Do a little tease.
it's a special GarrForce magnet, a refrigerator magnet, and it even says that I'm a magnet winner. How's that? Isn't that
That's
cool?
nice. I'm really
Yes.
enjoying the colors of this season that Alan put together. These are the colors that I really like. Of all the seasons, he really hit a nice chord with these colors. Michael, a schnitzel. Did I call Randy a schnitzel? Cheesehead? Did I call? Deborah says that I call Ryan a cheesehead. I don't remember if I called him anything. But I had a good time. I really had a good time. I don't care about any goo. I'm not looking for any meaning. There are no UFOs, and I'm living the low expectation life that is much better because, hey, look at the world. You're going to try to make sense of this? Forget it.
Oh no. Lloydster asks how much time needs to pass until a previous winner can play again. I don't know. I'm thinking a year. Doesn't that seem if you won, you won within the last year, then maybe it's time to let somebody else play. But otherwise, put your name back in there.
Scott says UFOs are real. That's Scott from
sure.
the store that sends the vintage store that sends you a lot of stuff to give away.
What do we have from Scott's Vintage Antiques and Collectibles? Oh, I think he sent the deck of playing cards that we'll be giving away this week. It's just a standard deck of playing cards.
Scott, unless you have an alien in formaldehyde, like you have that animal, there are no aliens. There is no UFO to talk about. I don't have any proof that I can say, oh, yeah, I believe. This is all
You
Fugazi.
have to see the pony. Someday you'll see that pony in formaldehyde and you'll never forget it.
I know.
It's got little bitty hoofs. Underdeveloped baby hoofs.
Ooh. It was the same feeling I'm sure I'll have when I went to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago and they had the fetuses in a jar.
They had like 30 some fetuses.
Yeah, there was a big row. There was a big row of them. It was very interesting. Let's say.
Yes. And as I recall, going there on a school field trip, and the fetuses were older than I was, and that's what was kind of creepy because they had the date of their.
But then we found out that they were real fetuses. We always thought they were made out of rubber or something, right?
Yep. Well, it's like that guy who does the plasticine models.
Yeah, I was going to say the museum topped it when they did that bodies exhibit. That's right.
Yeah, and the first one was the guy's best friend who said, "Okay, go ahead, use my body and take it on the road." And they brought it to our radio station the one day. They brought one of the bodies in, and it's kind of intimidating to have a big plastinated human right there next to you. Really bizarre.
At least you'll live on doing something.
I guess that's
okay. Roberto, Gary Miller, whatever happened to Wisconsin's #1 bachelor? That guy, whoa.
Ryan's been keeping tabs on him, and I don't think he's found his perfect Ms. Somebody yet. Maybe he could be the next Gatch.
So he hasn't worn out Mom's credit card yet.
No, and that's how he got the billboard in the first place. He took he didn't borrow. He took his mom's credit card and bought a billboard. So yeah.
Okay, there's a question on the queue from Donna. Where did the fetuses come from?
Fetuses are us. I mean, It was a simpler time. People would just go, "Hey, I got a couple of fetuses out in the garage. You want them?" It's for science.
Yes, we weren't questioning as much. We weren't politically charged as much, and we just went along with it. I got some fetuses. Can you pick them up? Yeah, I'll be right over. Yeah. That was it. Okay. Last week, I mentioned that George, who is the technical advisor to the program, had called Taylor Swift's people to get her on the show, and I appreciate the effort. I'm not belittling him. I like when people are aggressive and do that. And he got all the way to her representative, and the representative, a human, not a recording, said she doesn't do that type of show, not surprised. And then I get a call from George, a message. I didn't pick it up because I was doing something. and the message was, "Hey, I'm in Vegas, and Gary Lewis and the Playboy are appearing, and would you like to get Gary Lewis on?" And I thought, that's quite the Taylor Swift, Gary Lewis. Wow. All I want really on the show is, who do I want, Leslie? There, Gary
Larry
Lewis.
Mondello. You
Larry
want
Mondello
Larry
from Leave It to
Mondello.
Beaver.
Yep.
There's the, yeah. Gary Lewis
And he's
the
not taking
Playboy.
your calls. At least, I mean, you got to hand it to Taylor's people. They answered the phone, or they have a service. It could be like it one of those things with like, "Hello, my name is Andy. Can I help you?" Was it one of those?
The guys in India.
Yeah. Well, but be that as it may, a human answered the phone, so that's not a bad thing.
And which week in March is Skilling coming on?
Tom Skilling, the ace weatherman in Chicago, announced his retirement is going to happen at the end of February. And I called him and I said, okay, I've tried to have him on the show before, but because of some politics within the company that we worked for, he didn't want to upset anything because they could be very weird, understandable. So he said, okay, now that I'm leaving, I'll come on in the next several weeks.
Cool.
So we'll get the wrap up from Tom. The Walt Disney of weather. This guy is amazing and just a great guy. Next Friday,
sweetheart.
Jenna Duddleston will be on to give her October drink. Okay. And then, oh, yes, I believe is the following Friday, right, Alan, to perform and talk about a veterans event that they're doing.
Yeah, that first Friday in November is the day they were talking about.
Which is 2 weeks from today, right?
Correct.
Oh, Jesus. We're,
I know. Wasn't it just yesterday we went, hey, it's the beginning of June. We've got a summer ahead of us that's going to be awesome and action-packed. Yeah.
Yesterday, I posted songs that are now 50 years old. And when you see the list, Leslie, you're going to go, that song's 50 years old? Brian, can you read a few of the titles off? You might have it handy.
Are we getting close to Saturday Night Fever?
That'd be 76, right?
76, 77. So, yeah, I mean, was that a marker for you?
I'm just trying to figure out what was happening at that stage of the game. There would be probably some David Bowie in that list, yeah?
50 years ago.
Smoke on the Water. My Love, Paul McCartney and the Wings. Killing Me Softly. I even know that one. Carly Simon. You're So Vain.
Yeah.
Yep. So vain. Dancing in the Moonlight. Let me flip over to here to a couple other.
We've got to be right around Live and Let Die too, because that movie that movie came out in 73
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dancing in the Moonlight was one of those songs where I had apparently misheard the lyrics, because I thought it was dirty at first, and it's dancing in the moonlight. I thought it was feeling their woman right, and I thought, oh well, that's inappropriate. But I now believe it's warm and right. But hey, you live and learn.
Yeah. A lot of those lyrics are jumbled, and we thought they were something else. Okay.
In these days, I don't even try. Yeah.
Okay. What's the significance of that radio and WLS? I don't know. That's where I work.
We're playing the hits of 73. Come on.
Oh, they did. I think that was still when they were playing music in Chicago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the way it came to us.
Play it into the ground, playing those same 30 songs over and over.
I was going to say, and 10 years later, it was B96 playing the hits over and over. And
they all did and still do.
Yep.
Because they aren't adjusting, and that's not going to be good. You got to adjust to the future. Okay, not my problem. So anyway, Gary Lewis and the Playboys in Vegas this weekend. Wow.
If you're there, check them out.
Okay, and what else is going on with you, Leslie, your week? And I'm looking at the daylight in the back there, and I'm thinking this might be the last Friday when we see daylight in the background for quite a few months.
It's definitely shifting. On top of that, the weather has taken a change, and I believe our area is starting to reach peak color within this coming week, we should probably be seeing the best of the best before a terrible rainstorm takes it all out. So, hey, we've got that going.
And to add our rare political comment to the mix, because Congress didn't get its act together, we changed the clocks again in a week, right? That weekend after this, we're changing the clock. So, of course, it'll be dark at this hour.
Is it the first Saturday in November or the second?
I'll have to look it up,
Yeah,
but I know it's coming up. I know it's coming up quick. I've started
even
to see.
if this congressional thing wasn't crazy like it is, would they have voted on this year?
Well, it was last year that they were saying we were going to change the clocks for the last time, and then Congress didn't act on it, and so here we go again.
Okay. What's that?
Yeah, November 5th, 2 a.m. on November 5th.
It's the first Saturday. Okay.
Great.
Blinded by the light, woke up like a douche in the middle of the night. Yeah, everybody thought it was that. Tundra Blitz pointed out in the comment section. Okay. Oh, I have light boxes that I got years ago because it got to the point where I couldn't get through the winter without the light. I'm not a mushroom, so I got 2 light boxes going. And Ann says I use a light therapy lamp for my, and I think it does help.
Could you get like some sort of extension and just carry one with you, like one of those umbrella hats?
Hey, speaking of that, have you noticed football games and press conferences, there's some piece of equipment where it looks like a pipe. The guy's wearing like a backpack, and then there's like a pipe that comes out overhanging. Is that a camera? What is that? A microphone? What is that? Does anybody know what that is?
Probably a camera, but I don't know. Somebody in our audience probably knows better. But that's kind of what I'm thinking, is some sort of extension so that you would be in a pool.
Those miners' hats and the firemen's hats that have the light right on the forehead, right at the top of the hat. You just cut a hole in the brim and aim the flashlight down, and it'll be on you all the time.
Okay.
Thank you,
got
Alan.
some great things going here, invention-wise. Sharks. And the bread machine, Kevin, yes, I got to get that fired up. I got to order some mixes, and that gets me through. I love my bread machine. Had it for over 30 years and worth every penny you would pay for one of those things, because the aroma from the last 45 minutes of the cycle is just unbelievable.
You're ready to sell your house at any given time. You could bring the realtors through, and the place would extra $25,000 just for that alone.
Oh yeah, because they say bake cookies and you don't want to have somebody walk in and you got housetosis. And I'm sure we've all walked into houses that did not smell good. And I don't know, well, the people get so used to the bad smell that they don't notice it, but you notice it. And I pride myself in my entire life, when people would walk into my place, they go, oh, this really has a nice aroma. Well, thank you.
The greatest compliment you can give me these days is, I didn't know you had cats.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tricky with cats, right? Okay.
Well.
All right. So
wait till I get the rest of them. Another dozen or so, and it'll be undeniable.
Then you might notice. Yeah. You only have what, 2, 3 now?
2. I just have 2.
That's how they all start.
Came this close to. There was one at the pet store that was calling to me, and no, I cannot fill my life with cats right now. That's just not a good thing.
Okay.
I've got angry mama. Bitch, pay me some attention. Quick, bringing animals in here.
I love you, angry.
Mister. How
I
you
love
doing?
you.
Handsome.
We're Burr and Bernadette Tillstrom. Okay, what should we do? Because I'm just kind of having a good time in my head. I don't want to assume that's translating to everybody having a good time. I'm wondering.
Well, we have dance break.
Somebody said in the comment section that they went to a Kohl's store and Christmas music was playing all together. And these radio stations that do that, they're going to switch in about a week or so. I am not remotely in any kind of Christmas mood. I don't know about anybody else, but I mean, really, Let's get Halloween under our belt.
I've been getting pushes from YouTube for Hallmark movies available for free, or Lifetime Christmas movies already available. So they're ramping it up. We're getting there.
The Hallmark Channel, my mother-in-law had it on the other day, and I didn't want to. She said, "Do you mind if I watch this, or do you want to watch something else?" I said, "No, that's fine. We'll watch this." I'm watching this and thinking, this is visual fentanyl. It's fentanyl, not even heroin.
Wow.
Because
it's not just Xanax. It's
no,
not
it is really the tone. There's something about it where you're watching it and I drift off. Somebody spoke and I went into a dream, and it's that weird, I don't know what they're doing, but they are hypnotizing us.
It's right up there with golf. It's that pace.
Yeah.
It's that clean, green kind of.
Right. There's no loud noises.
setting
There's never any loud noise.
Yeah,
And after a
exactly.
while,
And it's just gonna chill you out. And don't you worry, they're gonna kiss at the end. It'll be okay.
Right. So, okay. Alan, what else did you have in the opening that I wanted to point out? You did the birthdays, the death days. Todd Pickering, is he going to be available in the near future? I would like to get him back on and do some stuff.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
The tough thing about doing anything live is he often is now working at this time of day. He's bartending somewhere in the San Francisco area.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, tell him we're anxious to get him back because we love Todd.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. And if you
because he's live.
And Leslie, could I pet your cat?
Tula has made her weekly appearance. Come here, baby.
All right. Hey, do you want?
She even talked to the mic a moment ago. I don't know if you heard it, but I
she
did.
purrs into the mic. Come here. Say hi. Psst. Say hi.
Leslie, do you want to preview other stuff from the fun bag that you're going to give away so we get that?
I can absolutely do that. Okay, so you already saw that I have a deck of cards and that I have the brand new Garry Meier Show magnet. Then on top of that, we have a trio of bendy skeletons from Tracy from Wisconsin. Ooh, and very in keeping with the season. We have what I thought were pencil toppers. Turns out you can use them either as a pencil topper or as a valve stem cover for your car, but it glows in the dark. So, ooh, that's very special.
Mm-hmm.
We have another fake tongue, so you can fool your friends and stick a knife through it and go ha 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 ha. We have some oh yes gear, 2 koozies, 2 bracelets, a light up magnifier. Ooh,
wow! This is all one prize package.
And then the ones that, well, of course, ball liquor, and the one that started it all, a wine condom.
We've really grown over the months.
It has, but I feel, we are looking at an embarrassment of riches, and it's only proper that I share it with the rest of you. So seriously, there is some cool stuff going on here.
Nice.
And flat enough to fit in a padded envelope. And
that's
those
the main
of you,
thing.
Except for, who was it recently who got the fake surveillance camera? That one I had to put in a box. I couldn't fit that into any of my envelopes.
Okay. All right. And Scott says he's sending more shit. Okay.
Awesome. Well, then bigger prize packages.
All right.
Once again,
oh,
limited edition.
Magnet. Nice. Thank you, Alan, for putting those together. Okay, and Ryan, I believe, has some pictures that if you're hanging out in chats waiting, why not hit the like button? It don't cost nothing. And help us. Yes, thank you, Greg.
Exactly. And in the meantime, if you put one of these on your refrigerator, if you're a winner, it's a reminder to tell your friends. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Please share.
All right, Ryan has some photos before he's going to do a report, and his son Hank is going to do a report. Father son, week.
And
Yeah.
he's doing better than I am. He was here with me recording, and he said, "Dad, that just doesn't work." Or he was in the back saying, "Stop, you don't sound good." And I'm going, "Wow, I got a 7-year-old critiquing me."
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I watched him and he's already polished. He might want to apply it Saturday Night Live to see if he can goose up how they handle their promos and stuff. Can't hurt. And he seems to have a knack.
Yes, so he was happy. Otherwise, in Waukesha, another Kia stolen in the neighborhood. So
where do you live now? And what high traffic crime area?
I know. So, but yes, I have some pictures.
And once again, it's Kia's fault. It's Kia's fault.
It is. It's too easy to steal. I can't help myself. How many cars now in the last couple of weeks?
4.
4 stolen within a few blocks.
Within probably 5-block radius.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you think about it, it's all Henry Ford's fault for, getting those motors made as quickly as he did and making cars available to everybody.
Right.
Yep. Sue Henry.
So
I have some. Yep, I got some pictures. You want to put them up, Alan, and we'll go. There's the first one.
This was sent to me today via my Facebook messaging. Okay, that's a nice little thing to have. And okay, these are things on beaches.
Yep.
Yes, different impressions on beaches, and the assholes leave all that.
Yep.
Yeah, we're doomed.
I was in the grocery store parking lot. And seriously, folks, how hard is it to keep your together? There was just garbage everywhere. And
There's garbage everywhere.
Candy.
Everywhere. I mean, especially along highways. My God, how did this happen? What's wrong with us?
Wouldn't it be cool if one day someone was able to, I've thought of this for a long time, travel the expressways collecting auto parts? Because you see bumpers, you see tires, you see,
fenders.
Exactly, like sections of front ends and things like that.
Not just the highways either. I walked my neighborhood yesterday and saw 3 different parts of a car as I walked across a couple of miles.
So wouldn't it be cool if there was like an automotive Greta Thunberg out there who could make a car out of all these collected parts? Wouldn't that just be the coolest thing ever? Look, I made an entire. Because there are batteries laying here.
Yeah, Alan, I assume it was an accident, and then they just left the parts.
Yeah, and that's actually very common in Florida, especially in the South. When I've been down to South Florida, you don't go past a major intersection anywhere from Boca on south without a bunch of car debris.
Yeah.
So they tow the car away, and there's no
cleanup.
No cleanup.
Well, and I've lived here 9 years and I've never seen a street sweeper. I don't know if we have them in Central Florida or not, but I've never seen a street sweeper at all. So I don't know if that factors into it or what.
Okay, my invention. How can this be so hard? It's a vehicle that goes along the shoulder and sucks up all the debris from the point of where the vehicle is to about 5 feet up, because that's where most of it lays down.
Right.
And it would pick up anything in the weight of a can, paper, There's got to be a general weight that it could suck up, because all the debris is about that weight.
Well, and then to your end, all the light stuff gets sucked up, and then you have a crew of, in the past, we used to think that like guys on work release could do it, but your new idea is to have people who have come here and want to be part of the fabric of America.
Yeah, migrants.
Okay, whatever we want to call them these days.
I
don't know what's a pejorative
what
anymore. But wouldn't that be cool? Here, we've come here to help and to be part of all this. We're going to clean up the fenders and all the heavy stuff.
Right. And that, I don't think that's bad, because they're just sitting around all day anyway. They're getting room and board. And this would be a way to pay back and start assimilating into America, picking up trash and wiping graffiti off of walls. I think that's a win-win for everybody.
They're getting room and board, BORED, because you saw a bunch of guys just hanging out in front of the police station looking like, I don't know. But to that end, you did tell us that they're going to have these new tent cities, or I guess tent complexes, not a whole city, but they will include, in addition to sleeping cots, office space, right?
Yes, I saw the description. This company that's doing this and is going to get paid handsomely from the city. They listed and it seems like one of those things where when people are just trying to fill up a space and make it look like there's something going on, you just add anything. Remember that Christmas party we had at that radio station, and they gave us the menu in advance, and they had on their iced water.
Iced water
Was
among
one
the
of the things they were highlighting as if that was special. We're going to have iced water. Woo! So this contract was spelling out everything these tents are going to have, and there will be a room where you can go and do paperwork, and then a TV room for lounging. And okay, and I thought they were lounging all day. I don't know how they made it sound like it was going to be a 5-star hotel.
Come for the freedom, stay for the pickleball.
Yeah, we're gonna have a massage tent, and okay. But they can do something. I would want to do something. I can't sit around all day without going crazy.
Well, it would indicate
I like physical labor.
Your willingness to make this place better by your presence here. You know why you want me? Because I'm going the extra mile here. Literally, I'm going an extra mile, and I'm picking up a fender or two on my way. Thank you.
I don't know how that's demeaning. If I went to a foreign country and they were helping me because I came from this shithole of wherever that was, I'd go, thank you. What can I do to repay you? Exactly. I just want to be part of this society because it's a lot better than where I was. And how can I help? But that's me.
Although they're telling people now, can you put the message out at the border? I know we don't want to get too deep into politics, but I think it's amusing that they're saying here in Chicago, we're getting the news that they're telling folks, you know, Chicago, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
It's going to start getting really cold. It's going to get dark early. Everything we've been talking about on this show. Next thing you know, it's going to be Christmas. You're going to be freezing. You can't afford presents. Maybe you don't want to come.
Go to California.
State. Yeah, try some other state that doesn't get the nasty winters, and scratch Chicago off your list, and New York too, because the mayor there is clamping down. He's had it. And I know these cities claim that they were sanctuary cities, but I don't know if they thought it out, obviously, because they aren't prepared. You don't invite people over if you can't accommodate them. That's kind of the policy. All right. What other pictures do we have?
I got more pictures here.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is expensive. We talked about brisket being expensive.
You can't read the price on that sack of meat.
Wait.
Do you see it?
No.
$271.62.
Yep.
2,000.
Wow.
No, 200.
Yeah.
$271.62.
That's got to be the whole cow in that package.
And it expired a few days ago.
Okay. But I'll tell you
either
what,
cook it fast or freeze it. Yeah.
When I see meat like that, I start thinking I might be going vegetarian. I don't like to see it like that. I like meat, but I don't want to see it way at the beginning of the food chain.
A little too close to its original source.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan found this picture.
It's a Nash.
Can you make it a little larger? This is a car
that's about
back in the day, and they promoted it as, hey, the seat goes all the way down. Your kid can take a nap. That looks actually pretty nice. Not safe.
And then dad's up there driving in a suit.
Right. That's the way it was. I miss those days. People dressed up to do anything. They don't dress up for anything these days. But that looks really comfortable, even though he's not strapped in and would be dead on impact. But
yes, he would.
That's the Nash. Nice.
The only thing more comfortable was the station wagon when my friend's father would drive with the back window open so that we could get a lot of air back there, or exhaust. Okay. But yeah, just stretch out back there and I'll open the window and it'll be fabulous.
When I see pictures from those days, I just think, where did we go wrong? Because everything seemed fine. I know it wasn't, but overall, this is the way life was. Your father was in a suit driving the car. You're lying down. You're going probably to a Howard Johnson's. That was considered a big deal.
They spent $16 on that meal for the entire family. I
Right.
hope you enjoy yourself.
Exactly. Gas was 45 cents a gallon, even cheaper. Okay, all the music on the show today is from the album There She Blows. Wow. Of all the titles, I posted this many months ago, but I saw it again and I thought I want to play with this. Who at the meeting said, okay, what picture are we working off of for the cover? Okay, she's blowing on a sax. There she blows. Perfect. We're going with it. Again, back in the day when people didn't think the way we think now.
Jazz players have always said, as long as I can remember, they're going to blow sax.
Mm-hmm. I know. But he said blow sax. Joey Sax. That's Joey Sax. Okay. Now, you sent me this, Ryan. What the hell is this?
It said it's from the Royals Test Kitchen. It's basically it's hot dogs in a jacket or hot dogs in like croissants, but they didn't make them correctly.
Oh, I think they made them just the way they expected.
It said it was from the Royals Test Kitchen.
The Royals Testes Kitchen. And
I don't care
that
who
one
sees me
seems
naked.
more excited than the others.
Yeah.
Wonder who gets that one.
You know, like nature, each one is unique. And okay, fine.
I don't care who sees me naked.
And
this is from Brian from Oh Yes. He said he saw this at Home Depot, so he sent this.
Okay, the Christmas things are getting giant too, like the skeletons. How tall is that?
8 feet.
8
feet. $2.99.
How much?
$2.99.
$300.
That can be yours.
That's not an inflatable, is it?
No, he looks solid. And I like the sheen. I mean, there is something classic about this Santa that is kind of appealing. Oh boy, I'm getting drawn into this thing.
You got to get him in the car, 8 feet tall. You got to strap him on the top, maybe like a Christmas tree.
Or you have to rent one of their trucks, which you can get for $19.99 a mile or something like that.
Yeah, they got it figured out. And
we did that's George. Lewis. We showed that.
Yes.
This is what I saw from a landscaping company. Look at how tight those lines are.
I love that kind of stuff. I know it
that's
really precise.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, they were showing off some work that they had done this summer. I have one more. This was when they showed that our utility company just trims trees around the power lines. So
right. They usually aren't that nice. They just hack away.
No, they just whack the one side off completely.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool picture. And then here's one more. Look at the lines. Look at the lines on that lawn.
Yeah.
Just like vacuuming in your carpet, right? The lines.
I like it when it looks like a golf course.
Uh-huh.
That's nice. Is that around you, Ryan?
Mm-hmm. It's around. Yep, it's around here. This company around here. So,
are you done cutting the church's grass for the season?
I've been kind of delinquent. We've had a lot of stuff going on. I haven't mowed for a while, but I'll probably do it before the end of the year. Just chew up some leaves, but I haven't done it for a few months.
Ryan volunteered at his church, and you are doing it with someone else.
There's four of us. There's four of us that kind of in rotation. So yeah.
And it takes how long to do it?
3.5 hours. That's just the rider. That's not the push mower or the weed whacker. That's just the rider. It's 3.5 hours.
How much land do they have?
It includes like the playground area, and then they have like a little soccer field. So it's some acreage.
Jesus, 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Can somebody tell me? Oh God, no! I don't need to turn this into like a narrow casting experience, but hey, if anybody can tell me, is it okay to whack the living daylights out of a hedgerow at this time of year? I mean, we're talking whack the living daylights out of it because it's gotten too big and I can't cut it because my arms are too short to box with God and cut my bushes. So, okay, I'll just call a landscaper.
Okay, right now, Alan's going, cut her bushes. I could use that audio.
No. I was just thinking I didn't mention the gardening half hour in the top of the show.
Right.
I only mentioned traffic and sports in Wisconsin.
It's part of our new format. Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
have
time to
one.
prepare your garden for next year, just so you know.
I have one more picture. I sent it to you both, you and Leslie, earlier this week. We were talking about Bluey, so that's the family that's on there. They're all blue heelers, so they're from Australia. So if you haven't seen Bluey, check it out. It's got some adult humor in it too. So that's
Blue. What do you mean? They're healers. What do you mean?
blue heelers.
Blue
That's a type
heeler
of
is
a dog.
Yeah.
That's
So
a,
they're
oh,
all-
that's
a
a
breed.
type.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the breed. So
Which is
they're-
but here's the scary thing. Ryan sent me the whole like these are all the characters from Bluey, and I'm thinking, okay, 5 or 6. No, this is generational, and the fact that they're all blue healers means that all these cartoons pretty much look exactly alike. So, are
right.
their voices really
Their
unique?
voices are different, and Grandpa and Grandma look a little more aged dogs. So, but it's a,
Oh,
and then they have other
they're
breeds.
gray around
Muffin.
their muzzles.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So,
This is
Okay.
the latest craze, Bluey.
yeah, Bluey, Peppa Pig, but now Hank found Chip and Potato. So that's his new one. He's waiting out for season 5 of Chip and Potato to come out.
And those are
It's a pug and a little kind of animal the pug has as a friend. So
okay.
An animal, the pug.
yeah, we've had to ground him from his iPad because he got in a little bit of trouble at school. So he's been iPadless. So he's been trying to find anything to watch.
Okay. You also sent me this inflatable of Sven Gulli, who hosts this show on MeTV that is syndicated across the country. Do you have a picture of that?
I don't have that picture.
Tell a little
no.
backstory here. They made, I believe, 250 of these to sell, and they sold out so fast because I called Sven because I wanted to get him on. He's been on the show before to talk about this, and we'll sell some inflatables. I'm not an inflatable fan, but it's Sven. I like Sven a lot.
Right.
And he replied, he said, I can't come on because they're completely sold out. We can't get any more for this season. So people are just not happy that we are sold out so quickly. So I don't want to promote it anymore because that won't do any good. But this is the reach that Sven Gulli has now. But he's been a marketing juggernaut for years. They need to make a minimum of 5,000 of anything that has his image because this guy is huge around the country.
You know, because of this, they can probably give him an extra $500 to update the the studio that he works out of.
Well,
there it is.
The guy is incredible.
And they sold it too cheaply. $89.95. Those inflatables we've been looking at are 200 and up.
Yeah. Well, because of the demand, they might raise it up. But yeah, that went instantly. I said to him in a text, I said, Sven, you're like Taylor Swift. You're giving her a run for her money.
I mean, it's promoting the station. You think they'd go, let's figure a way to maybe get some more of these. But
I don't know
next year.
They got it to the point where it was, the season's here and we just got a deal to get these made and this is all we can get right now. That had to be it, right?
No, you gotta order these. You gotta order these way out. There's no way. There's no way you order these short.
You know, and in all honesty, Neil Saban, the guy who runs this thing, is kind of a genius. So I'm sure
he is.
He is. Oh my God. I remember working with him a long time ago. And we're like, what's going to become of that guy? Because he wasn't on air, but he seemed like he had some business acumen and
yeah,
he's more talented than any of us.
It's supernova. I have said to people that they should take the building where all that programming comes out of in Chicago, and that is the Abbey Road studio of Chicago. It should be landmark because only good vibes are coming out of that building.
Yep.
Right?
Wow.
And if you heard Flynn, he's agreeing with everything I'm saying.
We're killing some time here.
Speaking of MeTV, if I could request an inflatable Larry Mondello, if that was available, I'd get that inflatable.
We've made 4 of them, and one of them is sold to a guy named Garry.
Yeah.
But the other one to Larry, or for his mom. But okay.
Right, but that's the one I'd want. Okay, we're going to take care of some sponsors here. First of all, Bettenhausen Automotive, and then Ryan and Hank have a report.
Just announced. Get 10% off MSRP at Bettenhausen. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, instantly parked. During Jeep Adventure Days, get 10% off MSRP on your new Jeep Compass, Jeep Gladiator, Jeep Renegade, or Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV ever. Get it at Bettenhausen for $389 per month. Your best Jeep buying experience starts now. Showroom never closes at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Right on. And the lending rate for a mortgage, I believe, is 7.7%. Yeah, kind of steep from a year and a half ago, but this is the man to talk to about all that. And that is a free consultation. If you do, those are the numbers on the screen that you should call. And the team that he's assembled, they're aces. They will help you through all this, whatever this is. And every day is who knows what. So David Hochberg, great guy right there. Okay, are we ready for some story? First of all, and then Leslie's going to do some stories. Ryan has his report, and then young Hank.
A little cameo from Hank. Yes, he came in with me yesterday because in early release, and that's when I was saying he was being critical of his dad. So
yeah, we have them loaded up as two separate reports.
Yeah.
Okay, which one first, Ryan?
We'll do Ryan's first.
Yeah, do mine first.
Okay.
Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Wisconsin. I have one question. Where the heck did the daylight go? I'm not ready for fall or to be plunged in the darkness of winter. You're looking for something to do in the area, you better hurry up to get to West Dallas because the city's about ready to shut down a 7,000 square foot home Halloween display. They say the permit the couple applied for in January doesn't cover people coming on the property. It only covers going by or the right of way to block traffic. They say they see about 9,000 people per year that come to see this display. They charge $1 and then they send all the money to charity. So it's a good cause, but the city sent a letter that said, hey, you don't meet the requirements, you're going to need to be shut down in the next 2 weeks. So everybody's flocking to the area to see this Halloween display. Maybe they should be on that ABC show and then win a crappy trophy. Switching gears a little bit, as kids, we all grew up when we had the favorite stuffy that we loved to play with. This is Hank's capybara. Well, there's a man that had a Urkel doll. It was about 7 inches tall. He would always put it in his backpack and carry it around hiking trails in Wisconsin. Well, he was on the Ice Age trail and it fell out and got lost. So now he's using social media to try to find his beloved 30-year-old Urkel doll. It's kind of a cool doll. I saw some pictures online. So make sure when you have your stuffies with you and you're hiking, you secure them so you don't have to use Facebook and other government resources to find them. I hope you have a great weekend and I'll talk to you soon.
What is this thing that Hank likes?
Capybaras. Yeah, they're like a rodent from Australia. So that was his stuffy that he said, Dad, I've got to throw it to you. You just don't hang on to it. So that was his whole idea about throwing it back and forth.
Yeah,
we can't find a Halloween costume. So he's going to go as a capybara, but we're going to have to be creative. So.
And do we know any more about this guy that had the Urkel doll that he liked to walk around with?
No, but it's pretty cool. It was like a 7-inch, and I thought it was like a vent, but it was just a doll, and he would strap it on his backpack and walk the trails, and it must have fallen off somewhere on the trails. So he was using social media to find it. So
not to get us off on too much of a sidetrack here, but speaking of capybaras and animals in Australia, there is a viral video out there right now of a guy who went to hang out by a river with his dog. He's doing some fishing, and this really mean kangaroo gets a hold of the dog and is trying to drown it. It's got the dog around the neck, and it's putting the dog under. The guy ended up having to fight the kangaroo, save the dog. It all works out in the end. But if you want a viral video, look for the kangaroo trying to drown the dog. That's a very exciting.
Wow, animals are usually cool with each other. That's odd.
This one, not so much. And he was a muscular SOB. Maybe the roids. Kangaroo
roid rage, right?
Yeah, he was roid on roids. Okay, that house that you mentioned that's super decorated, have you seen it up close?
I've not. We were going to go by there this weekend, but they said it's going to be shut down in the next 2 weeks because the permit they applied for doesn't allow people to come on the property. It's just was supposed to be for drive-by, but they've been doing it for years. So I think it's the city just not wanting to mess with the traffic.
Well, did you hear that?
I did.
Time for news, traffic, weather, and sports. We're back in about 15 minutes. Okay.
So we have Hank's little report.
And now Hank has a report.
You'll learn about capybaras. So
here we go.
It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Does anyone want to find capybaras?
I do.
You can go to Shalom Zoo and they have them. And you can search up in not search up in Roblox. You can go into the avatar and then search capybara. And then you can be a capybara. But you know what? I don't like having a big avatar because in some games they get rid of it. I don't know why, but I want them to fix that. And they're my favorite animal.
He did as well as Pete Davidson on Saturday Night Live last week.
There's a zoo around here that has 2 of them that he goes and sits there for hours and watch them. That was what he was saying. They're at the Shalom Zoo.
Okay. Good job. All right.
Look out, 7, Ryan. Right?
Keep an eye on him. He's taking
over. I know. Have a good weekend.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. All right, Leslie, what do you got?
I'm only going to do one story, and it's the one that I teased earlier in the show, and that's about Sitzpinklers. That's the German term for men who sit down to urinate. A recent not-so-scientific study finds the majority of men in Germany choose to sit down to pee more than any other country in Europe. 62% of German men say they sit every time or most times, and they're probably onto something since it's been found that sitting helps empty the bladder faster and more completely. And that's especially beneficial to men with urinary tract issues and enlarged prostates. Plus, they say it's a lot cleaner. So, Sitzpinklers, that's Sitzpinklers. Sitzpinklers.
Okay, I will see if that works. It's
are
at
you a
home, not on
Sitzpinkler?
public. Not
Anywhere.
in public, no. But I know, but I don't want to use those public things to sit on.
And I think that's part of the issue for most men is like, have you been in a public restroom?
Right,
But
that's our thing to not have to do that.
but at home,
appreciate
they
it.
say it's better for you. And as somebody who's cleaned some bathrooms in her time, have at it, gentlemen.
Okay. And that's it for the stories. Time to give
So,
that stuff
and we should
away.
have teased
What's
it's
the
going to be
phrase?
hashtag magnet. We got to wait a minute. So, let me give you one more story that I
Okay.
teased.
All right.
So,
Hashtag
hashtag
magnet. Put it in
magnet.
the queue, please.
Because we do, of course, have our new magnet here. But let's see here. This story about the Chicago Marathon. We've got just another story. There was the one earlier this week about the cop who ran the marathon, and that was really cool. But what made it extra special was the fact that he ran it in all of his tactical gear, 30 extra pounds of tactical gear, and he finished the race. Well, now comes the story about a woman who ran the recent marathon and gave up her chance to beat her personal record in order to rescue a kitten. Runner Sarah Bohan was nearing the 21-mile mark when she noticed this, as she explained it, tiny, matted, and crying kitten on the sidelines. A dangerous predicament for the little kitty, but lucky for it, Ms. Bohan didn't think twice. She stopped to scoop it up and get it out of harm's way. Then fellow runner Gio Negro says she was right behind and she offered to help. They walked the kitten because they didn't want to jostle it too much until 2 spectators said, "We'll take the little cat and give it a home," allowing Ms. Bohan and Negro to finish the race. Bohan, who happened to be running the race to support a local pet shelter, was happy to make it across the finish line, but says, quote, "I would have dropped out of the race and brought it to a vet because it's what you do when you have a pet in need."
That's a coinkydink that she was running to support a shelter.
For paws. And
wow.
One of my Angus, who just left the room, was a paws rescue. So rock solid.
All right. Great story. See, the world is not falling completely apart.
Yeah.
All right.
So once again, great prize package.
All right.
I mean,
Alan, are you ready to hit the button?
Sure.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, let's start the music. This gives everybody a couple seconds while I'm searching down for the music, which
magnet.
is where's the music? This one.
You like to say hello to somebody? Here we go.
Hello, all of you.
Here we go.
Love you very much.
Here we go.
Matt.
All right. Alan,
that's a name I have not seen before.
Yeah, that looks new. Matt, congratulations. Alan, tell Matt what he should do.
Matt, email Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply. And send Leslie your mailing address here in the U.S. somewhere so that Leslie can get it in the mail to you when she has a few moments.
All right. That's it for this week. Thank you for viewing. And it is time for the complimentary cannoli coming down the aisle. Please take it. Look at it. It's beautiful.
Wait a second. Here it is, because it's a new one.
It's a new cannoli. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
that's courtesy of George. Yeah.
George. Okay. And what about the schnauzer, Leslie?
Turn your schnauzer into a sit spinkler. Can you tell I like to say the word sit spinkler?
It's got the same fun feel as geish.
It kind of does.
It does. Have a great weekend. 3 in the Green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. America's podcast. And the voice of the globe, the GarrForce, has landed.
And that's it for all the news and nonsense here at the GarrForce.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Thanks for streaming. Like, subscribe, and be kind. But no need to rewind. It sure would be terrific if you subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs.
If you are watching this show recorded, that button is right here. And if you'd like to look at past episodes, try that button.
Boom. Shakalaka.
That's it. Oh, I guess I'm alone again. All right, how do you shut this thing off?